that you're in fact a successful, loving, attractive person who has a lot to offer yourself and the world. If you do not believe all of these things, you are not working with the laws of reality. You must think about your body. Right now you're thinking, oh, she's nice. I think about my body all the time. But you are wrong. You say to yourself, and probably the entire world, I am so fat. I am so fat. I am so fat. No, I am so fat. No, I am so fat. No, me. I am the one who is so fat. I am so fat. So you are not thinking about your body, no. You are thinking about fat. These are two very different things. Your body is not just fat. You are not just a compound of triglycerides made up of esters, of 3 molecules of fatty acid and 1 molecule of glycerol. You are not an oily, greasy substance that is normally tasteless, colorless, and odor-free. You are not this jiggly blob of blubber. If you were really just a jiggly blob of blubber, you would not have been able to hold the pen to fill out the application to come here. If you learn nothing today, except you, in reality, are not just a jiggly blob of blubber, then know that you have learned something spectacular. It's so much more than spectacular, Dr. Peterson. It's unbelievable. 4 days of flying, dog sleds, figuring out who speaks what language, and I am here in the village of Butebar in the Arctic Circle. Dr. Peterson, hello, Dr. Peterson, hello, okay, good, there, hello, yes, it's Marissa, hi, okay. You will be very, very pleased to know, Dr. Peterson, that I've already made contact with the child, yes. I saw them, and they saw me, and then they ran quickly in the opposite direction, and you know, it has been 10 years since you were here to study them, so I'm sure they just don't know who I am or what I'm doing here. But Dr. Peterson, there was one thing I wanted to ask you about. As they were running, they were shrieking out, woo-woo, woo-woo, woo-woo. And I looked in the language binders, and I compared all the dialects, and I don't know what that means. You? Well, all right, yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's a nickname. It'll be one of the first things I ask them. That's all right. And Dr. Peterson, I know you're so busy. Hold on, one moment, thank you. Dr. Peterson, I just want to thank you so much for giving me this assignment. Clearly the university wanted you to complete your own research, but you really saw that I was the perfect candidate for this position. No friends, no family, just a pure researcher. And it's so wonderful to know that you see me that way. I know the research that I do here over the next 6 months will be beneficial for hundreds of years to come. So, thank you, Dr. Peterson. I won't let you down! Joella? Is there a heroine's name? But to look at her, you'd say, what a shame. For she was fat and mute. She couldn't see real well. Didn't have a lot of friends. Most people she did okay. But to get the whole story, we got to start off with her Papa and Mama. Not the best parents in the world who caused Joella a lot of drama. You see, her Papa only had one eye instead of two. But he didn't wear a patch like most one-eyed people do. No. Instead of a patch, that man wore a key that covered the place where his eye used to be. You see, one day, it just happened. he began to hear a tap, real loud like against the door. It was a door he couldn't touch or feel or see, and that tapping behind it was caused by a monkey. And that's a strange thing to have happen. A monkey tapping. And it filled him with an awful dread. Because it seemed to him that monkey wanted to get in. And that door was the door to his head. Maybe the monkey wanted to talk about the beauty of pure existence. Maybe he just wanted to say, hey, don't forget to pay the rent. Either way, he didn't know and didn't want to know, but he indeed wanted that monkey to go. But the years passed by, the tapping only got stronger. Her Popa could barely take it any longer, because that tiny little tap had turned into a monstrous slam, until what he heard was the sound of that monkey hurling its entire body against that door again and again and again. So it was one day. Popa finally figured out what to do. I'd go for a run, wear that son of a bitch out, because monkey, I'm through with you. So he put on his running shoes and he headed out the door in the thunder and lightning and rain and more. But it didn't get far. Just that first step on the porch, because there he did stumble. His ego did scorch. Because in stumbling he tripped. And in tripping he fell. And in falling was when his left eye popped out of its shell. It flew through the air and landed on the ground, and it rolled into a puddle where the little eye drowned. He said, I know what you're up to, you son of a bitch. You ain't gonna crawl inside that hole. When you're playing, I found a hitch. And with that, he took off his shoelace and drew his house key, strung it tightly, wrapped that key around his face, and locked that monkey out for all eternity. Now, it was years later when Joella, don't forget, y'all, this is a story about Joella. She was 5. She found her Popa on that same porch looking very alive. And she tippy-toed up to him. And she asked him real politely, why are you looking so sour so quietly? And Popa looked up with a rage she ain't never seen before, saying, what the hell do you think? I'm thinking about the monkey behind the goddamn door! Because although he thought he had beaten that chick, the tapping never stopped. It eventually gave him a limp. Well, Joella was terrified, scared as could be. Her Popa's anger was too much to bear, and away she did flee. But, wouldn't you know it, a bizarre circumstance? She stumbled on that same porch step where Popa stumbled on once. And in stumbling she tripped, and in tripping she fell, and in falling was when her left eye popped out of its shell. It flew through the air and landed on the ground, and due to some rain earlier that day, rolled into a puddle where the little eye drowned. When she got out of the hospital, her Popa said, sorry that happened to you, but that patch you're wearing, that ain't gonna do. Keep that monkey out, you better lock yourself up tightly. So you wear this key on your eye, and you keep it there for all eternity. Never take it off, no matter how much he keeps tapping. Never take it off. Never let that son of a